everyone. Hi. I'm Esperanza Vacquiz. I'm the KQED Live Events intern. For those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. KQED is Northern California's NPR member station. KQED Live is our new multi-platform events program that produces screenings, talks, performances, and food tastings based on KQED's mission to inform, inspire, and involve. You can learn more at kqed.org/live. If we bring value to your everyday life, and I hope we do, I encourage you to consider becoming a KQED member. You can find out about how at kqed.org/donate. All right. We quickly want to thank our season sponsors that make KQED Live possible: San Francisco Symphony, SF MoMA, Comcast Business, and Berkeley Rep. I'm like, oh, I need to catch a breath. Okay, we are so grateful for their commitment to supporting our mission of civic and cultural engagement in the Bay Area. KQED is launching its first ever By Youth, for Youth digital video series at the Spin of a Wheel. It's called The Field Trip Game, a ridiculous adventure game with mediocre prizes. They basically take contestants and audience on a journey to a mystery location. The first episode launches on Thursday, June 20th. Add it to your calendar. Don't forget about it. But until then, you can watch it on YouTube Reels. And now, back to the show. Tonight's host, the Cecilia Phillips, the Check Please Bay Area coordinating producer and on-camera reporter. Cecilia has long been a part of the Bay Area food scene, working under several celebrity chefs and serving as a food tour guide for many years in San Francisco. In her special series, Cecilia Tries It, she scours the Bay Area in search of the off-the-beaten-path spots for exciting, culturally diverse culinary experiences that fans like yourself can't miss. Now, please welcome Cecilia to the stage.
Is that all the applause we get for a dress like this? Can I get a little more? Is that possible? You have no idea how long it takes to find a dress that looks like a piece of pappardelle that's going to a 70s disco. So thank you for the applause. Welcome to Chew on This. How many of you came to our last event? Raise your hands. Oh, awesome. Okay, cool. You came back. Thank you. We didn't scare you away. So this is the second installment of Chew on This. Chew on This is the game where 3 contestants will analyze, answer, and eat their way to the top of the food pyramid, which, as we all know, is the sweetest place to be. Now, for those of you who came before, you may remember that our first installment of Chew on This was actually a surprise round. The contestants needed to figure out what the theme food was, which was donuts. You all here know what the theme food is tonight, right? Great. Also, by the way, this might end up on TV, so let's get some big energy for them on TV. Oh, great. There we go. That's better. That's better. All right, so tonight we decided to focus specifically on pasta from the regions of Italy, right? Like there's noodles across the world and all different sorts of pastas. We decided to avoid filled pastas like ravioli because they're kind of stuffy and a little square. Nice, nice. This is working. This is working. All right, that was a good one. Okay, just be prepared because I'm going to have a ton of puns like that because really the possibilities are endless. I'm going to stop for a while, though. I'll stop for a while. Okay, so before we get going, I have to introduce our contestants this evening. They're going to be doing so many things on stage. Kind of feel a little bad for them, so let's give them an extra big round of applause as they come out. contestants. How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. All right, so joining us on stage are our 3 contestants, and I want to introduce the games for the evening. The contestants will be playing 4 rounds of interactive trivia, okay? And then after that interactive trivia, you all will be treated to not 1, but actually 2 food purveyors tonight who are restaurateurs in the mission. So we have a lot of food and a lot of stuff for you to try, which should be really exciting. After those 4 rounds of interactive trivia, we'll bring out our professionals, our pasta people, and then finally, the contestants will come back to stage and they will actually do one final epic food challenge to determine who the ultimate winner is of the game, which is called... Okay, we got to figure out who got invited and who actually knows what the name of the show is, okay? What's the name of that show? Great, great, great. I love it. Yes, good energy. They're going to put us on broadcast. Okay, let's see here. All right, so just to begin, we'll introduce our contestants this evening. Can I start with you? What's your name and where are you from?
Sure. My name is Bita Nazem Kelly. I'm from San Francisco. I'm a podcast producer and co-host, and I enjoy eating through the city with my husband and 2 kids.
Awesome. Nice to meet you. And do you have a favorite pasta?
Pappardelle.
Oh, okay, great. All right, the one I mentioned as my address. That's great. Great plug. I love that. David, where are you from? Introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So my name's David Reese. I am from Pomona, California, and I moved to San Francisco about 10 years ago. I'm a writer for a cybersecurity company, and since we're talking about pasta, my favorite pasta is probably bucatini.
Oh, okay, very fancy. Very
Bucatini got some
fancy.
shout-outs, okay.
All right. And our last contestant number 3, Pat, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, what you do, and if you have a favorite pasta, what is it?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Pat. I'm originally from Daly City, and I live in San Francisco right now. I'm a social worker, artist, and poet. Random facts, I have a cat named Mozzarella Sticks.
Oh.
And I love hot dogs.
Oh, that's
10
great.
points
Thank
on
you
the
very much.
board.
I do want to preface the fact that I may tell people that they're getting extra points because I like their answers, but you really aren't getting extra points. But I like that you have a mozzarella named animal. Okay, here we go. Are you all ready to play? We'll get it done. We'll get it done. We'll get it done by the end. Okay, round 1 is general trivia. So obviously we could have had so many things to pick from of the types of trivia that we were going to choose. This one has a little bit of everything, okay? Underneath the board here is 3 whiteboards, 1 for each of you, with a marker and a dry eraser. Go ahead and pull them up.
Pasta.
With the stuff on top of it?
Yes, go ahead and pull the whole thing up if you can. Great. Go ahead and set your cups with the flags forward as far as you can. There we go. And go ahead and move the buttons to the side and everything off of the whiteboards. This trivia will be you writing out your answer and filling in the blank, okay? So let us start with question number 1. Italy is, of course, known for its rich history of pasta, but this country is not where pasta originated. Where is it believed that the country is that pasta hails from? Ooh, very dramatic music. And audience, I'll remind you at this point, please, hang out, chat amongst yourselves, whisper, try not to yell out the answer out loud. All right, reveal your answers to me, nice and high for me. All right, so let's see. Our answers here. So, Bita, you have written your source, which is the Smithsonian says Iran.
Yes.
Great, but you've also written China.
But if you haven't read that, then you might think China.
But we need a fact.
But my answer is Iran.
Okay, all right. I will remind you that I am running the game. No, you're fine. You're starting off in a rough spot, Bita. Okay, here we go. Number 2, David, Pizza Land.
Yeah, I didn't get into any of that stuff about sourcing. This is correct.
Okay, great. So is that the Pizza Land from Toy Story, or is it just a place that you've made up in your dreams?
It is now.
Where you get pizza. Okay. Pizza Land is where you get pasta. Okay, great. All right, and contestant number 3, you wrote China.
Yep.
Okay, great. How do you feel about that? Feel good?
I feel strongly about it. I tried studying before this.
Great job, great job. Okay, so let's reveal the answer. So Beta, despite your sassiness, you are actually indeed probably the most correct. So I'm going to give you not only 10 points, but an additional 10 points for having the two answers there.
Thank
Pat, you will get 10 points for China. And David, I'm so sorry. Pizza Land, I have no idea where it is. There's a so aggressive. Okay. There is a murky history here, okay? So basically, we have some information about potentially the pre-Roman civilization might have brought it from North Africa and brought strands of dried durum wheat and water to sustain a long journey along the road. We also have that it may have come from the Arab world, or Marco Polo could have brought noodles over to Italy. But in 2005, Chinese scientists discovered a 4,000-year-old bowl of noodles at an archaeological site. So we are going to give you double points for that, because that one we don't really know the answer, and it was a trick question. Yeah.
Perfect.
But that's going to be the hardest one the whole game. So.
Okay.
All right.
Here.
Question number 2. What is the Italian term for pasta cooked until it's firm to the bite? I suppose if the three of you have really good hearing, you might hear the answer, so hopefully everyone can discuss quietly amongst themselves. Okay, looks like everybody's ready. All right, go ahead and reveal your answers to the audience. Yes! This is great. Everyone's going to get 10 points for this. That is correct. Al dente is the answer. And I will say, Pat, I do kind of agree with you it being the best, because al dente means to the tooth, and it refers to a firm, yet slightly resistant pasta. And according to the ADA, al dente pasta has a lower glycemic index. So make sure to cook your pasta al dente. All right, question number 3. Which pasta is named for a shape resembling a small ear?
The spelling count?
And I know the audience is going to ask this question, is there going to be extra points for correctly spelled answers? The answer is no, because I don't know how to spell these. All right, let's reveal the responses. That is so cute, a smallerini. That is not correct. That is not correct. But Beta and David, you do have orchietti. Both have spelled it not the correct way, but that's okay. That's totally fine. 10 points each.
All right.
Smallerini is correct.
Right?
Tutor name.
Yeah.
It's where pizza land.
All right.
Yeah, it's right next to it.
So orchietti is most associated with Puglia and the shape for the perfect amount of sauce to be soaked up on the pasta. So for our next question, dried pasta wouldn't contain what ingredient always found in fresh pasta? Dried pasta would not contain what ingredient always found in fresh pasta? All right, looks like they might have their answers. Let's go ahead and reveal your responses. Ah, okay. Can I ask you a question, David? It's fine. Actually, I won't. We don't have time. Okay. Beta and Pat, you both are correct. It is egg. So, fresh and dried pastas are actually two different kinds of pasta. Eggs in fresh pasta means that the pasta doesn't have nearly as long as a shelf life, and it's almost always made with flour. All right. So, let's go.
Always.
Almost always. All right. Next question. Question number 5. A machine is sometimes used to push dough through a die to create a desired shape. What is this type of pasta called? This one's a tough one. Do we have any pasta makers in the house? Anybody who fancies themselves as a pasta aficionado? Okay, all right, let's see. All right, what are your answers to question number 5?
Extruded.
Pasta die machine express. Yes, the old tried and true way to make pasta. I love it. I'm not going to give you points for that one, Pat. I'm so sorry. Machined. David, machined is unfortunately not the exact answer we were looking for, but beta extruded is the answer we were looking for.
I don't even know how to spell it. Almost didn't get it.
Let's go ahead and move to question 6. So this one is whoever gets this the closest. This one's tough, and it's a little hard, we know. Question number 6, roughly how many pasta shapes are recognized throughout the world? Roughly. Whoever gets this the closest. There's also any mathematicians in the house. I need some help here, seeing who got the closest. All right. And we're talking in the world, not in Italy. All right, go ahead and reveal your answers. Oh. Pat, you got it with 615.
Really?
Yes.
Like on the dot?
There are roughly. Yeah, girl! Oh my God.
Well done.
They love it, Pat. They love it. You actually were only 15 off. We roughly think that there's about more than 600 across the globe, but throughout the show, we will get into this more because this is a very debatable topic, okay? But Pat, good job. 10 points for you, okay?
Good job.
All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. In the 13th century, there were set quality standards for pasta. Who was the person who set them? This should be good. All right, you're out of time. Okay. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, so I'm unfortunately not going to accept Emperor as a correct answer,
Okay,
Vita.
sure.
Now, how to unpack this? All right, so Pat, a pasta wizard, not quite, but you drew a pasta wizard, yeah? Is
That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Yeah? Is it a pasta wizard?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So once again, extra points, but you don't really get those. So
Okay.
that is wrong. David, this one, I don't know about this because technically the answer is...
Oh my God! What did you put?
The pasta boat.
I think sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That counts.
Now,
Lucky. Yeah.
I do have to ask you, are you just like affectionately calling him the pasta pope because he set the standards?
Yeah.
Of course.
I'm glad you could understand it and read it. It
Right.
made sense, yeah.
We are on an incredibly low budget, so we don't have judges right now, everybody. I'm going to go ahead because the audience looks like they're going to lose it if I don't give you these points. You are going to get 10 points.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
So the standards were set, including regulation of wheat and also the thickness of the pasta. So thank you to the pasta pope. Okay. Moving on to the next question. What year was pasta brought to America?
No.
We just need the year. All right. Looks like everybody. Oh, you better hurry. Oh, you better write it so fast. Okay, and reveal your answers. The year 7,800, Beta, is not correct.
Oh, sorry, it was 1,800.
I'm kidding. Yes. Okay, John. That is not correct. 1492. Interesting guess. Sounds familiar. And then 1642. Those are all incorrect. What year was pasta brought to America? 1789. Does anyone in the audience think they know who brought pasta to America? Who said it? Somewhere up here, Tom. Yes, great job, Thomas. Okay, would you like to come up? We can have you run the show. I just needed Thomas Jefferson. Okay, here we go. He did bring his first macaroni maker to America after visiting Europe as an ambassador to France. Let's move on to the next question. This one's kind of tough. Italians have been eating pasta in all sorts of ways, but there is one sauce they did not have in their diets until the 1500s because the fruit was not found in Europe until then. What sauce is it? All right, looks like everyone has their answers. All right, Beta and Pat, you are correct. It's tomato. I found these facts particularly interesting. Tomatoes grew wild in the Andes of Western South America, and indigenous people cultivated them and brought them north into Mexico, and then the Spanish transported them to Europe. There was often a false assumption that for a long time that the tomatoes themselves were poisonous because the wealthy who dined on pewter were poisoned by the lead that leached from their plateware. So all of you throw away your pewter. That did not land. All right. That did not land. They were like, yeah, we have not had pewter for a long time. Okay. That is almost the end of round one. We have one final question left. This is question number 10. In 2021, rapper Marshall Mathers, also known by his stage name Eminem, opened his restaurant cheekily named what? Okay, what was the name of the restaurant that Eminem opened?
I got nothing. Yeah.
Yes, I'm so sorry. That is not correct, David. But Pat and Beta, it is Mom's Spaghetti.
Yes! What is that? Woo!
I was going for spaghetti, yeah.
Oh my God.
David, I'm really sorry you got that one wrong. That line was from his musical masterpiece, if you ask me, Lose Yourself, from the movie 8 Mile. And David, I just have to ask you, if you only had one shot, one opportunity.
I would double my points, yes.
You would double your points. How is everybody doing? Palms sweaty, knees weak, arms heavy? Anybody? Okay, great. That's the end of round one, everybody. All right, and now we'll take the time to go to our scorer who's up in the booth. We need to see the score. Oh, wow, okay. All right.
Well done, guys.
Beta, you have 80 points. Amazing. David at 30 and Pat at 60. Okay. So David, we got 3 more rounds.
This next one I'm gonna get.
You got it. You got this. All right. So if you wouldn't mind removing the whiteboards as well as the markers and the erasers from the table, go ahead and set them where you brought them from. Let's head into round number 2. For this round, we are going to put an image of a pasta on the screen, and we want you to describe and tell us where are the origins of the pasta believed to be from. Are they Italian in origin, or are they Italian-American in origin? In front of you, you have 2 flags, the Italian flag and the American flag, which hopefully you knew that part. And what you'll have is 3 seconds to quickly identify and push out the flag that you think is the place of origin for the dish, okay? This is a very quick round.
Okay.
All right, we'll put 3 seconds on the clock. All right, let's start with dish number 1. Spaghetti and meatballs. Ooh, David, gotta be quick on that. You got it just in time. David, you did it. 10 points for you. It's the United States. Your flag has to be out by the time that the buzzer dings. So spaghetti and meatballs are believed to be originated in New York. Slide number 2, dish number 2. Marinara sauce. All right, so this is Italian in origin. 10 points for each of you.
Okay. Yeah.
The name marinara actually means the mariner, as sailors and fishermen may have made the simple sauce on their ships. All right, next dish. Oh, they like it. Did you hear that? They were excited. All right, ragu or meat sauce. Where's the dish from? All right, so let's take a look here and see about the scores. So for ragu, the dish is believed to have originated in Bologna, Italy. All right, so Pat and Beta, you got points for that. The word comes from the French word ragoûter, which means to awaken the appetite. I don't know who's awake after eating ragu sauce, though, right? Like, it's the exact opposite. Okay, let's go to the next dish. Fettuccine Alfredo. Said to have been created in Rome by a restaurateur by the name of Alfredo, who made the dish in 1907 when his wife gave birth to their child.
Aw.
Beta, you got the points. I can't think of a better gift for childbirth than some fettuccine Alfredo. It's just so comparable to what's happening. Okay. All right, next dish, please. Pasta primavera. All right, so I swear this is the last time we're going to trick everybody. This one is a little bit unclear. History says that both Italy and America tried to claim this dish, but during the 1980s and the 90s, the recipe gained popularity for being a dish that young men would make to impress their dates. Oh, okay. Didn't like that. That's good. That's fine. I thought that was interesting. Is anybody on a date tonight? Oh, they don't want to say now. See? They're like, you're gonna need some. Okay, here we go. Let's go to the next one.
So do we all get
There's no points? All
Oh,
points?
sorry.
Yeah.
So you all get points.
Oh.
Right. That's what we needed.
Okay, let's move to, let's see here. Let's move to the next dish after this. Sorry about it. This, an extra slide. Okay, great. Shrimp scampi. So, where does this dish originate from? Okay. Originally made with langoustines in Italy when Italian immigrants came to the United States and could not find the ingredient, they substituted the more readily found shrimp.
Hey.
So each of you will get 10 points. Great job. All right, go ahead and place your flags underneath the table. That round is over. Let's go ahead and take a look at the scores. That was a big round for everybody. That's a big round. All right, Vita at 130, David at 70, and Pat at 100. Okay, so now I think it would be great to get to know our contestants a little bit better. Each of you has such a really cool story that you have about a food memory that you have. Vita, can I start with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to share a unique appetizer that I had that was fried pickled Romanesco. I had never had that before, and the contrast of the fried with the salty brine of the Romanesco was really delicious. And it was served with two different sauces, dipping sauces, a creamy and spicy Calabrian chili one, and then a chimichurri one with cumin.
Oh, that sounds delicious. You're great at describing food. That sounds like an amazing dish. David, something very interesting happened to you with food.
Yeah, absolutely. So for decades, I was terrible at tolerating spice. I would feel the shame from every waiter who asked spicy. I'd say no, and they'd be like, medium, right? No. And I apparently one day throughout the pandemic became quite not just tolerant of spice, but became like a huge fan of it, started to love it. One day I had a dish at a place called Chuy's here in San Francisco, and I felt that feeling that they talk about, like this euphoria that comes from panic. It's great. It's really good. I can't recommend it enough.
Great. But now you can handle spice, so that's great.
I can handle spice.
It's amazing. And Pat, you have one of maybe the most interesting stories I've heard about food. Something really unique happened with your dad?
Yeah, when I was growing up, well, first, I eat everything, but my dad used to work at an airport, and he came home one day with a bunch of live eels.
Like how many are we talking?
It looked like at least 20.
Okay.
But they were like skinny.
Okay, baby.
But I don't know if they were snakes or eels.
Okay.
So something that looked like a similar. Anyway, he decided to chop them up and grill them. And it was not for me, but not because of the eel. I think it's the way my dad cooked it.
Is your dad watching right now?
I hope not.
Okay. All right. Give it up for our contestants. Okay, contestants, so in front of you should be a clear, large bowl filled with dried noodles underneath the table. This is the really exciting part. You should probably clap. Okay, here we go.
No.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
Thank you, Robert. Okay, so this game is a little bit complicated, but I'm going to talk you through the rules, and then you will do this round as quickly as you can. So this is called Name That Shape. All right, so in your bowls is a majority of wide noodles. Most of the noodles are wide noodles. Within there, we have tucked in 5 different types of pasta, 1 piece each, that you see listed here. Oh, they like it. Hey, no one told you to pick it up yet. Already cheating. Okay, here we go. So what you have to do is you will have 2 minutes without dumping the pasta out, and one at a time finding the noodle. You will find one singular noodle. You'll place it in the bag where you think the name of the noodle is, and then as soon as you get all 5 noodles, we'll tally the scores, okay? Yeah, it's hard. All right. So the pastas are penne rigate, penne lice, cavatappi, rigatoni, and fusilli. Let's put 2 minutes on the clock. Once again, do not dump out the pasta, one shape at a time. Do you have a question, Pat?
Yeah.
I thought I did good.
Can we get them on, then go there, or do we have to go?
Nope, one at a time, one at a time. That creates the drama.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta run and don't knock me over because I will not be able to get back up again. More like a manicotti than a pappardelle, to be honest. Okay. I don't know where I got them. All right, 2 minutes on the clock and go. All right, so if any of you know anything about pasta, you'll know, you'll know that there's actually kind of a couple of tricky ones in here, especially since,
I found them together. They were hanging out.
oh my gosh, you gotta run back, run. You guys have 2 minutes, probably have like about a minute. Pizza, one pasta at a time. Run.
Second. I want to make
Go,
sure.
run. Ah! Oh no, pasta down. Some of these are gonna be incredibly challenging because as a reminder, we filled the bowls with wide noodles. You guys got this, you got this. Let's cheer 'em on.
Am I doing something? Oh, okay.
I have no idea how much time we have left, but it's gotta be close. All right, looks like Kat has 2, David has 3, and Vita has 3. Oh, better put your noodles back in the bowls. Yes, run. 2 minutes is an incredibly long time.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
What time do we have left?
This is so funny. Oh my gosh. Got this. All right.
Wait.
Somebody. Pat did it. Pat, you put the pasta in the wrong place.
What? Oh,
You put it wrong.
I should not said anything.
My bad.
There you go.
2 minutes was
carry.
such a long time.
I was like,
Did you guys turn on the timer? Did we? We'll be here all night. How much programming have you seen on KQED lately? Has the music ended? Oh, okay, you guys are done. That was so exhilarating. You all had the same amount of time though, so let's give it up for them. My absolutely lovely assistant for the evening, Robert. Hello, Robert. Robert Marcheda, or Marcheda, depending on how Italian you are. Robert works for KQED, and Robert helped me design much of this game, as well as some of the trivia questions, so you can blame him and not me on some of them. But he's going to be tallying the scores here while I tell you a little bit more about these pastas. So starting with penne rigate and penne licci, invented in 1985, penne licci was a pasta maker who patented a machine that would cut pasta evenly and diagonally without crushing the edges. The pasta was licce, or smooth, and later rigate was introduced. The translation for rigate means ridges, in order to, once again, as always, soak up more sauce. The next pasta, which they have a slide of that they're gonna put up so that you all can see what the shapes look like, is cavatappi. And when that pasta shape comes up, I'll tell you that cavatappi was born by Bria. Bria, which is the world leader in pasta production, was created in 1970 in Italy by accident. The pasta was named Calentini after an Italian show person, and Bria coined the name so the other pasta producers could not use that name. So they used cavatappi instead, which translates to corkscrew. All right. We're gonna keep it going here. Let's go to the next slide, which should have some images of pasta for the audience to see. Oh, score! Okay. Okay, so here's penne rigate with ridges, penne licce that's smooth, and cavatappi corkscrew. Makes a lot more sense now, right? Yeah? Okay. Let's hit the next slide, which has more pasta. All right. Now we did something very cruel. Wide egg noodles and fusilli, you may see, look incredibly alike. So fusilli is a little bit tinier than the wide egg noodles, which are the noodles that you have in the bowl. So it would have been almost impossible to find that pasta. But there's also rigatoni. So rigatoni, once again, was the name that references ridges. But unlike penne, rigatoni is cut perpendicularly instead of diagonally, and is a favorite, especially in one of my favorite places, Sicily. All right. And then lastly, fusilli. It's the plural of fusillo, which that whole plural thing is like a whole nother show that we have to go over, right? But it's made by wrapping dough around a spindle, or a fuso in Italian. And fusilli is believed to be of Arab derivation. They are known as busata in Sicily, a region where the Muslim civilization likely first penetrated near Italy. So those are some food facts for you. So Robert has looked inside of these bags to determine how many were correct. Beta, you actually got 4 correct. And so you and Pat also get 4 points times 10, which is 40 each, doing the math. And David, you got 3 right, so you get 30 points.
Good job, guys.
I'm really sweating.
I found my little thing right here.
Okay, so Robert's going to bring me out something for this next round. This is the round number 4, and he's also going to flip that board for me because it's locked. And this one is called that special sauce. Go ahead and place the pasta on the bottom of the table. Thank you. And go ahead and grab your buzzers and make sure those are ready. Do you have the plate for me, by chance? Plate one. All right. So for this round, what we are going to do is each of you is going to grab 3 spaghetti noodles, okay? I sound like dried pasta walking across the stage right now. Okay. Each of you grabs 3 spaghetti noodles, okay? Great. I may suggest holding them in your hand. Just a little hint for you.
They're breaking.
All right. So for this round, we're calling this that special sauce. So for this round, the competitors will be given 3 options of ingredients that go into a typical pasta. One of the ingredients is not in the pasta. So you have to buzz in and identify as quickly as you can which ingredient is not found in the pasta dish. For every one you get right, go ahead and pull another noodle, okay?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, do each of you have 3 noodles?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, we are going to need some judges at some point. If anyone would like to volunteer later on down the line for KQED judges for Chew on This, please see me after the show. All right, here we go. So let's begin round 4. Aglio olio. Buzz in after you see these options, which are A, garlic, B, olive oil, C, squid. Beta.
C.
C, squid is correct.
So take one of these.
Take a noodle. Yep, just simply garlic and olive oil for that pasta. Let's go to our second pasta. Carbonara. The choices are A, eggs, B, pork, C, chicken. I think it was Pat. Is that correct? Did I see it right?
Chicken?
Chicken is correct. Good job. Typically, carbonara will have guanciale or cured pork jowl, which is the most common preparation. All right, let's look at our next pasta. Pasta arrabbiata. Options being red chili peppers, tomatoes, or burrata. Ooh, that one was close. I'm gonna go with David.
I'm gonna say burrata.
Burrata is correct.
Nice.
Pasta arrabbiata, legend has it that frustrated southern Italian peasants would sneak into kitchens and express their frustration of their lot in life, and they would add spice to their pasta. Arrabbiata comes from the word arrabbiato, meaning angry. Obviously, they must have been very angry. They would have done a number on you, David, before the change in your spice tolerance. All right, number 4. Cacio e pepe. Black pepper. Oh, who was it? Beta? Was it Beta?
So.
Okay.
B, bell pepper.
B, bell pepper, correct. That's odd. Bell pepper is the correct answer, so you get the points for that. Cacio e pepe is just cheese and regular black pepper, not bell pepper. All right, so points go to Bita for that one. Frutti di mare. Potato, mussel, shrimp. I think it was Pat.
Potato.
Potato is correct. All right, and the final one, pasta primavera. I think it was, I cannot see who it was. Was it Bita?
I think it was maybe
Was it Bita?
beef.
Beef is correct. Beef is correct. It's a simple veggie dish with a light spring showcase to the season of spring. All right, let's give him a round of applause and see the score.
Good job, guys.
All right, now our contestants, if you wouldn't mind heading off stage, we're going to give you a break. Go ahead and bring, actually, pardon. So this is the best part, actually. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
All right, so go ahead and walk over here.
Should
With
we
our
bring
pasta?
these?
Yep, with your pasta.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
All right, now,
Here we go.
as you may know, there used to be an old belief that spaghetti or pasta, when it was cooked perfectly or al dente, the way to test the pasta would be to throw it at a wall. Contestants, you will be throwing your spaghetti noodles no further than this line to make them stick to the wall. I am going to go ahead and flatten this out for you so you have a chance of hitting the wall. And what you have to do is you have to hit the map of Italy. So anywhere, if the pasta sticks and you hit the map of Italy, you're good.
Okay,
And
one
then
at a
we'll count
time?
up the scores. Yep, one noodle at a time.
All right.
So we did practice this a lot. I can't tell you how much we practiced this. There is a technique, so let's see how you do. Let's cheer her on.
Woo!
Okay. Oh, you were so close to Alto Adige. That was great. Oh my gosh, you're doing great. Oh, right over into the seat. Okay. Oh, all right.
Well done.
So, Bita, you'll get 2 points. David, I hope you were watching. She had a pretty good technique here. Oh, the spin move. A lasso. Oh. Thankfully, we don't have any seats back there. Yay! Oh, okay. So, David, you got 1 point, or 10 points for the point. Okay, Pat.
All right, Pat.
Oh, your noodle fell. It was so close. Oh, great. You landed in Sardinia. Oh, in the water. All right, is this your last pasta noodle?
2 more.
2 more? Yes! Okay. So I believe that was 3. 3? Did I catch that right? Everybody, let's be honest.
2.
2. Thank you, audience. All right, here we go. So 2 for Pat, so that's 20 extra points. So let's take a look at the score here before they leave. How did that round feel? Felt good, right? Felt good. Okay, so 220 points for Bita, David at 120, and Pat for 180. If you all wouldn't mind going ahead and exiting the stage, they're going to grab you back there. Okay, so I told you about the 2 restaurateurs who are going to be joining us this evening. We are so lucky to have 2 people from the mission who are going to talk to us about pasta. So please join me in welcoming Emmy Kaplan from Emmy's Spaghetti Shack. I'm going to slip off of here like a wet noodle. All right. Emmy of Emmy's Spaghetti Shack, thank you so much for being here. We have a microphone for you. We are actually going to be doing a tasting with some pasta that Emmy has brought. They will be bringing that out to the audience. In a moment, I will ask if anybody is vegan or vegetarian. Emmy actually brought meatballs that can serve other people who do not eat meat, and the rest of you will get meatballs with spaghetti in a few moments. Yeah? Thank you, Emmy.
You're welcome.
So, Emmy, I wanted to bring you to chew on this because I've dined at your restaurant and I really appreciate the vibe there. Emmy's Spaghetti Shack, it's fun, it's about music, food. It's so entertaining to go there, and I love that it's not super stuffy with a whole city filled with lots of very high-end Italian restaurants. Can you tell me a little bit about what you wanted to create in the space?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you think about like San Francisco in the 90s, it was a little stuffy at that time. And I was a waitress at the time, and myself and my coworkers were just thinking like, where can we go after work? What can we do? Where can we go that's fun? We were in the punk rock scene and there was nothing. So I decided to create it myself.
Great.
Yeah.
And I would imagine not as many female restaurateurs at the time as well. So,
literally, I had no idea what else was going on. It was just a very, very simple focus of let's just have fun. Let's do late night. Let's do DJ. Let's be loud. Let's have amazing food and not have to answer to anyone else.
Yeah. Okay, so your restaurant this year, is it turning 22 or 23?
I just don't know. It's so hard to remember. My son is turning 23, so I think it's 23 also. Yeah. Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about how you got the space started and what you wanted to create. I mean, I think it kind of says it in the name, Spaghetti Shack, but what are some of the things that you specialize in? What did you want to do for people?
Well, back then, it was really about just being late and being young and being loud. Now, we're just trying to, after the pandemic and everything, we're trying to still bring people in and get people to come back. And the main thing is we just want to provide, like, awesome comfort food at reasonable prices.
Yeah, awesome. So there is an image here of the outside of your spot, which kind of gives everybody a sense of the vibe. How many people have been to Emmys? Nice,
Wow.
That's great.
Hi.
For the people who haven't been to Emmys, can you describe like what the interior looks like? And we'll be kind of also trying some pasta in a second and having that. But talk through with me what the interior looks like. You do something really cool with your menu.
Yeah, well, I handwrite the menu. I've done that since the day we opened. I used to do every table different menu, and I would draw it out, but that became a little tiresome. So, I handwrite the menus. I design everything myself. We just try to keep it super funky, and I go to thrift stores, and I'm super frugal, and just try to make it feel like it's your living room, like my bedroom, my living room, and just keep it just so you feel comfortable. And very family friendly, since I did have a child when I opened, and we do have kids nights, and
Right.
kids eat free on Tuesdays, and we just try to really welcome families and people of all ages.
Great. So for those of you who are vegan or vegetarian, could you please raise your hand and hold them high and just hold them up there until they get to you. They will come over as soon as they can. So just keep them high, and then everybody else, you'll be getting pasta right after. Okay, so let's talk about, you also moved too, about 14 years ago. Did you move to your location? 2014 you moved?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So we moved just to, change a pace, moved down onto Mission Street. And yeah, it's been great. We have a full bar. We have incredible cocktails, and it's a little bit larger of a space. So at the old location, you would have to wait an hour, and now you only have to wait half an hour on Fridays, Saturdays.
Ooh, that's great.
But we do reservations as well, so.
And when you say, I do have to let them know, when you say that you handwrite the menu, this isn't just like a menu that's like written out by hand with just words. It's pretty different. It's way more fun.
It's super artistic. I try to just, people, well, I can say this, like someone described it as like a child with their like magic markers. So it's just very creative. You can see it on our website and on Instagram, but definitely just come in and experience it for yourself.
Yeah.
But,
So let's talk about some of the dishes that you're most proud of there, and then we'll land on the spaghetti that everyone's trying at the end, and we'll talk about that. But what are some of the things that you're most known for that people can go and try?
Besides the spaghetti meatballs, of course, which we'll talk about later, we do some incredible cream sauces. We do like an orecchiette pasta with pancetta and broccoli rabe with Asiago cream sauce.
Which we learned means little ear.
Yes, little ear, and that's very popular. We do a rasta pasta, which is I actually found that dish when I was in Jamaica traveling, and there was a restaurant up in the hills of Negril, and it was like all vegetarian because a rasta is vegetarian. So we do a rasta pasta, but it does have chicken, but you can do it vegetarian. But that's a big crowd favorite, and we do an awesome steak. Yeah, an incredible steak at a great price for San Francisco.
That's awesome. Okay, so I think most people are starting to get their pasta passed out. So let's talk about your spaghetti and meatballs. And I think there's still a few hands in the audience that are going for vegan and vegetarian. So just once again, raise your hand high so that they can see you. Tell me about your sauce and tell me about this like epic meatball.
Oh my gosh, the meatball's epic. It, my dream was to make like a really big meatball. It's the same size as it's been since we opened. It's about the size of a golf ball. And, it's 100% beef. We hand roll them every single day. They're fresh. We add capers and garlic, onions, breadcrumbs. The vegetarian ones we added probably about 10 years ago, I think, and they're Beyond Balls. So it's Beyond Meat with all of the same ingredients without the bread, so they're also gluten-free.
Oh, nice.
And, that recipe came from a very good Italian friend of mine, and the spaghetti sauce evolved in the first couple of years when we opened, and it's just been, a real journey, and we just listen to our customers and change things up and keep things solid at work.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, I did want to talk to you about having a restaurant as long as you've had one, right? To be able to accomplish something like this in a place like San Francisco, I think is no easy feat. Can you talk about what it's been like to go on this journey? What it's been like to be open for as many years as you have, and also just any of the struggles that you're kind of currently dealing with, especially since the state of restaurants is kind of having a moment right now.
Yeah, we are having a moment. It's really hard. It's very difficult, especially just because the prices of everything else has gone up. So, I personally struggle with raising my prices because I don't want to lose my customers. I don't want to lose my families. So it's very difficult.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And just trying to keep the prices down, keeping the portions large, because our portions are really big. So, kind of reducing those a little bit, raising the prices a little bit, trying to, maintain. But I'm really fortunate to have an amazing staff. Like I don't have turnover. I have everyone, sticks with us, and our customers know that. And the main thing about owning a restaurant is like you're there for your customers, and the customers are there for you. It's a back and forth.
Yeah.
So
beyond having amazing staff, is there any other secrets that have kept you loved so much in the neighborhood? Especially here in the Mission. This is why we wanted to bring you in, was to be someone who's close to here at KQED.
Well, I would just say just getting to know people, and I'm from here as well, and just being welcoming and being low-key and trying to just understand what people want and what people need.
Right.
And
is it true that you are hoping to be a legacy business in the city, hoping to get to that mark? Is that something that's important to you?
sure.
Yeah. Okay. For the folks.
It'll be 30 years, so we'll see if we get there. I'm hoping that we can get there.
Yeah. It's not that far off. Yeah.
Pretty close.
How's the pasta, everybody? When can they come and visit you? Where can they go? How can they find you?
Yeah, so obviously we're on Mission Street between Valencia and 29th, and Instagram, Facebook, Emmy's Spaghetti. You can find us everywhere on all the social media apps. But just come on in and you try to make a reservation just so we can staff appropriately, and bring your kids, bring your your parents, and everybody's welcome.
Everybody's welcome. This is great. Let's give it up for Emmy, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to mention that you donated some awesome things as well. Thank you so much, Emmy. Thank you. All right, so we have our second chef this evening, Chef Anthony Strong of the Pasta Supply Company. If you wouldn't mind joining me in welcoming him to the stage with a big round of applause. Thank you. All right. Hello.
Hi.
All right, Chef Anthony Strong of the Pasta Supply Company, welcome in. Chef Anthony is actually going to be bringing quite a few things up to the front of this table here. Oh, hype button.
Uh-oh.
Hype button, that's what that was.
Thanks for the hype button.
All right. So as you are getting set here, I'm going to kind of sing your praises as we set up the stage. I think that one of the coolest things that we've done tonight is we've actually worked with another company who's also our neighbors, which is Emilio Miti. I want to give them a huge shout out. Oh yeah, you know him? All right, great. Giacomo in the house tonight. Hi, Giacomo. Thanks so much for being here. Giacomo works with Emilio Miti, which is a pasta machine company right here down the street from KQED. They have so graciously brought over the pasta machine that Anthony Strong will be using this evening, as well as, Giacomo, you brought some machines to the inside of the lobby that hopefully everybody was able to see. You brought 4 machines, I heard? 4 or 5? Okay. And my understanding was that you were going to kind of take everybody on the journey of pasta making with these machines. Amazing. So as you guys leave, you'll be able to head out and enjoy the lobby. Please go and talk to Giacomo, learn about the machines, learn about the history of the evolution of the pasta machine, and kind of just take a look at that. Chef Anthony Strong, you have hailed from the likes of Locanda and Pizzeria Delfina, but last year you started your own pasta supply company restaurant on Clement Street. Can you tell me a little bit more about it as you're also simultaneously cracking a bunch of eggs?
Hey, as long as you don't make me dig through a bowl of dried pasta looking for something,
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
That's great. That's
which
great.
I'm pretty sure has been every Italian chef's nightmare.
Having to sort pasta. I actually had to sort some of the pasta myself today, so I've done this whole game, trust me. Okay, so I think we actually have a camera that is going to be angled right directly into some of the eggs that you are cracking currently, so we can kind of see this coming together. Hopefully we'll be able to see it in just a moment. As they're getting the camera ready and kind of angling in so that the audience can see how many eggs just are going into this, how many are you going to crack?
Let's see. I really don't know. I think I might stop after these 2.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of eyeballing it.
Okay, great.
Yeah, honestly, all I do for pasta, for an egg noodle, is egg yolks and some really great flour. We use pasta flour and an extra fine semolina for our pastas.
All right.
And then we just start mixing.
Okay.
Here we go.
Great. All right, so we've got the semolina and the flour here, and you've done kind of a classic thing that most people who are going to make pasta will do, which is to make a well. Oh, lots of
There we
eggs.
go. Hey,
Nice.
all right.
No mistakes, right?
Okay.
Okay, so then about how long do you mix this for? And then we're making just regular pasta dough, would you say? Is this,
We're
your
making just a
special?
really standard egg dough.
Okay.
You just start from the center, you form a well, you break some egg yolks in there, and you just gently work in a little bit of flour at a time. I'm using a really fancy plastic fork I found backstage. And
that was clean.
Yeah, it was. And I'm gonna switch to my hands in a minute. And
So here's the thing that I want to ask you about, because I have actually only made pasta once and it did not turn out well. What is the secret to knowing when you have gotten everything done, incorporated, mixed properly, to the right state of dough?
Well, you have to have an Italian grandmother tell you you're doing it wrong.
Got it.
And then
got it.
over and over and over and over, and then eventually you just figure it out. But no, basically,
Sounds dramatic.
Yeah, basically, when it becomes really tough to work, when I start breaking a sweat on stage,
Okay.
and it turns into a really tight mass of dough, it's going to be a ready-to-roll pasta.
Okay, great. So
actually, I'm kidding. First, you should always let your dough rest for a little bit.
Right.
I like to rest my pasta dough for at least an hour before I start rolling it.
Okay.
And
What does the resting do?
That sort of relaxes the gluten. Okay, so like as I'm working it with this fancy fork from backstage, I'm like working the gluten and making it really tight. You see, it's like actually starting to get a little bit tighter right now and form a shaggy mess into a kind of tight ball.
Yeah.
And as it rests, the gluten in the flour relaxes. It just kind of loosens up a little bit, and it helps for rolling it through a machine because it doesn't like rubber band back immediately after you pass it through.
Okay, so you actually were suggested to us by the folks at Emilio Miti. Can you just give
Thanks,
them
guys.
a little shout out? And
Yeah.
you had some amazing things to say about its owner.
Oh, I sure do. Well, first of all, I love that they're here in San Francisco because anytime I break our machines, which literally last night I was FaceTiming Marlon, who's in the audience right now, to try and repair a machine that we accidentally messed up in our production. And those guys are the importers and distributors of pasta machines all over North America. Like so many Italian restaurants that you go into, you look in the back kitchen and you see the machines that they sell. They're like crucial, like they're a crucial ingredient to Italian restaurants in this country.
And so, I mean, you said some amazing things about its owner, about how he's kind of made his mark on and been able to become that kind of quintessential place to go to, right?
Oh yeah, everybody knows Emilio.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows Pasta Biz.
All right.
They are the best in the biz.
They are, and we thank them for being here tonight. So I see that you are now kneading the dough. You're getting sweaty. I wish I had brought you something to...
No, we're cool.
We're good?
We're cool.
Good? Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay, cool. Are
Not
you-
nervous at all, thanks.
No, okay, great. All right. So I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about Pasta Supply Company while you're kind of getting that dough kind of like a little bit more together. So what did you want to create with your business? What makes Pasta Supply Company like so special and cool? You have a really interesting business model.
It's pretty fun. So, first, I mean, I'm just a pasta nerd.
Okay.
And, like, I think I share that with most of humanity, actually, like, to some degree.
Yeah, not
Everybody knows
me,
it,
not
loves
me,
it.
but...
No, not you, not at all, clearly. And, oh yeah, so the pasta's done. And this one's ready to roll. It's already rested.
All right, so let's take a look here. Get a camera angle on this pasta, which you have pre-made, you have rested, you have now cut in half, and it has this beautiful color. Is there anything special to the eggs?
We just use really great, high-quality, free-range organic eggs.
Great.
Yep.
Okay, great. And that, I imagine,
Yeah.
gives it that beautiful color.
Makes it nice and rich. Yep.
Okay, so what are we
Yeah.
going to be using this machine to do?
So now we're going to use this machine to run the pasta through.
Okay, so this is going to be a little loud.
It's going to be a little loud,
Okay.
but that's fun. Like,
Okay.
cool like toys
Yeah.
on stage and stuff.
All right.
Machines.
Okay.
But they're toys. So we start at the widest setting and we turn it on. Like that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
And then you take, well, I always have my mozzarella around.
Mozzarella. Yes, your
Sort of.
giant dowel
the
that
places-
you carry with you.
Yeah, the places that I don't actually travel with it, that'd be weird. But the places that I learned how to make pasta, a few of them, this is all they rolled their pasta out with in Italy.
Yep.
So I was taught how to use one of these from start to like paper thin sheet of pasta by a 90-year-old Nona. Like legit, like straight out of central casting, like standing on a stool, working up a sweat after drinking 2 glasses of wine at lunch. And
Okay.
I was like, wow, I want to be here someday. We're not going to roll it out all the way because that's something that you do in Italy when, you're serving 10 people a night.
Yes, yes. We have a few more than 10.
Or if I had an extra hour here on stage. But
How's everyone doing? Want to stay?
we're doing good. We're going to, no, don't make me do that.
Okay.
It's torture. So
Oh,
we're going to roll it out a little bit,
great.
thin enough to roll through the machine's widest setting.
Widest setting. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
So now we've got,
Pretty.
but that's not all, folks. So then we're going to make it a little bit thinner, and we're going to keep rolling it through. Now again, like the most important part for me is to have a really rich really, really rich eggy dough.
Right.
It keeps it nice and strong, makes it so it doesn't like tear going through the machine. And I typically roll pastas to, for most flat noodle shapes that I'm working with, I'll roll to like the thickness of a quarter.
Oh, okay,
A
wow.
little bit thicker than a quarter, maybe.
Okay.
Yep.
And you're saying that the secret is to make sure that the dough is nice and eggy. So
Nice and rich and eggy, yeah.
if people wanted to maybe attempt to make their own pasta at home, beyond just having a really rich eggy dough to make sure that it doesn't tear, do you have any
Yep.
other techniques or secrets for people who maybe want to like try to make their own pasta?
Yep. If you can't have a Nona right by your side,
Right.
then you could buy pasta sheets from us at Pasta Supply Co. There's my plug.
Nice.
We make
That's
it
great.
real easy for you.
That's great.
You can also borrow pasta tools from our pasta tool library.
That's so cool. That's so cool.
Or, honestly, like those little, I'm not going to say those little KitchenAid attachments work really well because like this thing's a Ferrari.
This
But,
is, yeah, this is
you
for
could
the,
get by with them.
the serious
Okay.
pasta maker, right, Giacomo?
Yeah. This one's
All right.
serious. But you could use one of those and honestly, like just mix your dough really well with egg yolks. Don't think through it. Don't overthink it too much. And can you help me?
Can I help you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you should be able to do something reasonably well.
Oh, wow.
And the cool thing about pasta, you guys, is
Oh my gosh, it's not
so
tearing. Woo! Look
you-
at this. That's amazing.
if you screw it up, well, it's not tearing until I do this, right? Like, oh my God. But if you screw it up, it's basically Play-Doh, right? It's basically like edible, delicious Play-Doh.
So I think you're going to show us how to make some shapes now that we've got
We
it
are.
pretty thin.
Yep.
Okay, should we turn this off?
So
we can get some?
I'm gonna go one step thinner,
One more thinner. Okay.
just a little bit. And I basically, after I put my finger through that pasta, I just pinch the hole shut. And if you screw it up, you can just form it back into a ball and then keep working with it.
Yeah, people shouldn't be afraid to use pasta and work with it and give it a go.
Or you can buy any of our 30 pastas at Pasta Supply Co.
Another great plug. Another great plug. You're a master of selling yourself. This is great.
Well, if you buy our pastas for home, you'll look like a master of Italian cooking.
Yeah, and then
Like,
say
so
that you
easily.
made it yourself
Yeah.
after going to chew on this.
Yeah,
There
right.
you go. All right. Great.
All right. So, I'm gonna turn that puppy off. And
Great.
now we're going to make a few shapes.
Okay, cool. So you're going to teach me how to make one
So,
or
let's
two
see
or
here.
three.
So we have these are really cool. These are Corsetti stamps. They're traditional from Liguria. They're like coins, basically. And you,
They've got some
like-
really pretty shapes on them.
they're really cool. And traditionally, like families would have their crest, like their family crest on those. So you can actually just stamp them, and it'll have the shape on there.
Show it off.
There we
Nice.
go.
Pretty.
But we're not going to make those. That was just for a demo.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna have you do something a little more difficult. So
Great. Probably should have started out small first, I would imagine.
you're gonna do bow ties.
Okay, bow tie.
So for bow ties, I'm gonna use our fancy little fluted cutter here.
Okay.
Okay, and
Great.
we're gonna separate these a little bit,
Okay.
and then and there's some pasta.
Okay.
Just dropped on the floor.
It's all good.
Then you get a dowel,
Okay.
and I'll take a dowel.
The fusto.
Si, certo. So then we are going to put our little dowel right in the middle
Okay.
and pinch the sides up just ever so slightly. Pinch them like that,
Great.
and there you go. Here's
Great.
your
Little
bow
bow
tie.
tie pasta, just that
on here.
easy.
That's that easy.
Let me see if I can do this with
Let me
one
hold the mic.
hand. Oh, okay.
There you go. I got you. I got you.
Try with one hand. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing this right already.
No, you're doing all right. You're doing
So
all right.
just pinch like this.
Yep. When in doubt, just like pinch really hard, and then it'll look something like a bow tie. There we go. There we go. That's amazing. Wow. First shot. Bonafide Nona. Bonafide Nona status. Yeah, we'll start. Oh man.
Okay, here we go.
Yep. You did it. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Okay.
Got a little extra hanging off there for the extra sauce.
And that's perfect.
great.
You
All
think
right.
you can bang out like a couple hundred of these for dinner service time?
Yes, let's
Okay,
do it. I'll
cool.
stay here all
These guys
night.
look really hungry.
Really
I
hungry.
don't know.
Well, you have one more shape to show us.
Okay, so next shape, we're going to use this accordion cutter. And we're going to cut with it. There we go. And we're going to make some little squares so that we can then make garganelli. Garganelli are like little quill-shaped pastas.
Right. And you have a very special, fun, unique tool to make it.
This is really cool. Yeah.
So what are these?
It's a little straw garganelli board, garganelli paddle.
Great.
Yep, from Italy.
All right, so we're going to try to show this to the camera, and we're going to see how this shape comes together. There we go.
Just like that. Now, for this one, you take your, actually we'll use the bigger dowel.
Okay.
You roll it, let me see if I can do this for the camera. Oh, let me move
There
that
we go.
thing.
Great.
Okay. So you fold, you put it in the middle, you fold one corner up, you roll it over, like that.
Great.
Then you move it to the garganelli board, and you press it a couple times, just like that.
Okay, and then let's show off the shape here. Because it has these ridges, we can see, that come from... They love it!
Isn't that beautiful?
They love it.
Yeah.
So this is typically, do you stuff this pasta? Or
You don't stuff it. Use it for, these are really traditionally served with ragu. Yeah, it holds like a meaty, like a juicy, meaty sauce, like a bolognese, very, very well. Because like some of the sauce gets inside of the tube and like kind of squirts out when you bite into it. And the ridges really help the sauce also adhere to the outside.
Great.
So that you don't end up with a really loose, saucy pasta.
Okay, and then there's one last one to show
One last
off.
one.
Let's
Okay.
show this off quickly
So,
that they can
here
learn
we go.
about what you have brought for them to try.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
right.
All right.
So this shape we're calling, we call them cuscini.
And I have to specify here that, remember earlier, audience, I mentioned that there were roughly 600 different types of pasta worldwide. But obviously, with amazing pasta makers like yourself, that number is always steadily growing. So you
601.
invented... 601.
Is that-
601. You invented this shape. So what did you say you called it?
We call these cuscini. Cuscini means little pillows in Italian. And it's made with this little brass stamp. They're really like frilly on the outside and cute, like a throw pillow, right? And inside they're fluffy with ricotta, so pillow-like.
Okay.
And at the restaurant, we actually make them with a saffron dough, so they're like kind of speckled with saffron as well. And then we serve them with some dried oregano and some semi-dried tomatoes and some pistachios. And then we drizzle some Mike's Hot Honey all over the whole thing.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and since it's like sort of Sicilian, but honestly like dramatic and American and a little spicy, a little racy, on the menu we call it White Lotus Season 2 style. There's my plug for White Lotus Season 2, way better.
Great. If you haven't seen the show, now they have to watch that as well.
There we go.
Okay, cute.
So you got some cute little stamped pastas.
All right, and so that dish that you just described, is that what you've brought for them to try?
Yeah, you guys are gonna try this in a few minutes.
So we don't want to stuff you right now. We want to let you kind of just sit and hang. But once you head to the lobby and check out all the pasta machines, they're actually going to be having some of this pasta for you to try out there as well. So please mix and mingle and enjoy that pasta and hang out and talk to Chef Anthony. I do have to wrap it up with you, but I wanted to just thank you so much for being here with us, because you actually are going to be very busy in the next couple of days.
I'm a little busy, yeah.
Okay,
But
so what's going on?
great being here. We actually open our second location this weekend.
This weekend.
Yeah, so thanks. Our first location opened about a year ago, and it's doing really well.
Great.
And we needed a bigger kitchen and more pasta equipment, because you just can't have enough cool toys.
Right.
From PastaViz. And so we're going to open the retail shop this weekend.
Great.
Selling like 30 different pastas, 20 different sauces all made in-house. Grab a bottle of wine. We make our own bread in-house, and we're going to open for dinner there. Give us a few weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
Before you rush over, where can they find it? Where's the location?
Oh, 22nd Street
Okay.
in the Mission between Mission and Valencia.
Great. All right, give it up for Chef Anthony.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Can you help me?
Should I clean this?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so as Chef Anthony Strong is kind of clearing up our area here, we are actually going to finish with our final round. So as you may remember, this is the epic round, round number 5. This will be interesting. Let's see how this goes. In the meantime, let's go ahead and bring out our contestants. If you want to give them a big round of applause. I would say you can't write this stuff, but I wrote this. Yeah. Okay, so you look great. These ponchos, hairnets, and goggles. I have a question. Do you have any idea what you're about to do?
Pasta related? Oh gosh.
All right. So, in front of you, underneath the table, you all, there is a plate, and it has a square glass. It's underneath the table right in front of you. You probably can't even see the goggles are on. There's a plate with a square glass bowl and a towel in front of it. Pull that up. Go ahead and put it next to your pasta bowl to the right. Great job. Great job. And then go ahead and pull the glass up to the top of the spaghetti bowl. Yep, right there. Exactly. You're doing great. All right, everybody. This is round 5. It's called Let's Eat. Now, our contestants did not get a chance to try any pasta, so we brought this out for them. First, let's go to the score. So, Beta, David, and Pat. Beta, you have 220 points, David 120, and Pat 180. Yep. So I'm going to get a number that is going to be the number and the point value for what this round is worth, okay? I'm going to get that number, and then I will give you all that number, okay? So you know what your scores are right now. We're going to get the number, and then you all are going to dive in. So what you're going to do is, after we find out the number of points, we are going to put 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, and I have hidden 10 mini meatballs inside of the pasta. In that 1 minute and 30 seconds, using only your mouth, you have to dive in and find as many meatballs as you can. It's good. It's good. No, I know it's confusing. It says let's eat, but you don't have to eat them. You're all good. Just find them and then get them out of your mouth into that little glass bowl. However you want to do that. Now, there's a plate to the side for you because it is really hard to find these mini meatballs. They're incredibly slippery. Once again, I played this game, so I know exactly how this works. So if you'd like, you can take some of the pasta out with your mouth, put it on the plate to the side, and then find the meatballs and put them in the glass container. Go ahead and do me a favor and move the towels off of the table for me so that we can get everybody a great view. Thank you all so much of what you're about to do. All right, so we're gonna get that score for you, and I'm gonna have the booth go ahead and start. This round is worth 110 points. So for the mathematicians out there, David, you are in last place, but if you win this, there's a potential for you to win. This is your redemption outfit. That's a creepy outfit. Okay. All right, so we're gonna put 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock, and we're gonna start the music, and I'm actually gonna have the booth flash me a light because this audience is incredibly loud, so if I can't hear the music, just flash me a light when the time is up. Let's give them a round of applause. No hands at all, no hands at all. Nope, just no hands at all. So everybody, what's the name of that game? And let's start the clock. Oh, no hands, no hands. No hands. You can't pick it up with your hands. All right. Okay, so for everyone, I can tell you that it looks as though Pat has 2 meatballs. Okay, 2 meatballs. David has 1, and I think, David has 2. Beta has 2. 3, okay, great. I think now would be a great time to tell you about some of the prizes that they're gonna win so we can incentivize you. So, for the winner, the 2 runners-up will receive 2 fresh pastas and 2 sauces from Chef Anthony. The 2 runners-up are also going to receive an Emmy's hat and a t-shirt and a $25 gift card to Emmy's. I don't know if they're even able to hear what's going on. You guys are doing great. And then finally, for the winner, the person who takes home the big prize, you will get not only the 2 fresh pastas, the 2 sauces, an Emmy's hat, a t-shirt, and you'll get a $75 gift card to Emmy's Spaghetti Shack, and we have thrown in 2 Tiny Desk concert tickets for June 13th. And also Chronicle Books donated 2 amazing books. Oh, and that's the time. That was great. That was great. How was that? Penne for your thoughts, anybody? How was that? Ooh, okay, all right. They're getting tired. Let's wrap it up. Okay, how do you think you did? I want you to go ahead and line up the number of meatballs that you have in the table in front of you. You all did great. I'm so glad nobody got too much spaghetti up their nose and sauce. Is Molly Lake up here tonight? Molly Lake up? No? Okay, great. That's legal, so we're good. We are good. All right. Wow, okay. All right, so Beta, how many meatballs do you have? And I'm gonna give you 10 points for each. I'm gonna give you, whoever gets this one gets 110 points. So how many meatballs did you get? 6 meatballs, okay. David, how many meatballs did you get? I got 8. You got 8. And Pat, how many did you get? 9. Woo! It's amazing. Oh my gosh, Pat, you almost found all of the meatballs. That's amazing. Great job, you guys. That was Chew on This. Would you do it again? Yeah. All right, great. I have to give a big thank you to our competitors who had no idea what they were going to be doing tonight, but were such great sports. Let's give it up for one more time. And I have some prizes that I'm going to hand over to Pat, so I think that they're going to bring them up. As you remember, in the lobby, there's machines. Giacomo's going to talk to you about that. There's also pasta that Chef Anthony has brought for you all to try a little sample of. But Chef Anthony was so incredibly generous, he actually has prepared some fresh pasta in baggies for each one of you to take home to cook on your own. All right, so I want to say thank you to everyone who attended. Thank you so much for being here. If you like content like this, please keep coming back to KQED Live. Go to kqedlive.org/live for more tickets. I also have a brand new YouTube series that is coming out. It's called Beyond the Menu, where I explore the history of food. So this has been a great experience to learn more. And you know what? If you ever wanted to watch this again, this whole thing is on YouTube, and we have definitely made sure to save it for posterity. Thank you and good night.